It's a play about a young woman whose job is making reborn dolls, which are photorealistic babies. And in the play, she's been commissioned to create a doll that looks just like the deceased child of a woman who's another character in the play. And she's trying to make this doll look exactly like this dead child.
The play isn't really about the reborn phenomenon. It's really about how people heal from great losses. And in this particular case, it's about two women who pick this very unique and unusual way to work through a loss that they've experienced. In the one case, it's a girl who was abandoned at childbirth. And in another, it's a woman who lost a baby. So they've both kind of come together to work through that problem. And so I was struck with how brilliant a solution this particular reborning opportunity was for both these women.
I had just had my first daughter. She was a little baby at the time, so we were dealing with dolls, obviously. And my wife actually was looking on eBay for something for her to play with and was Googling, I don't know, baby, I think. And she came across these dolls that were so lifelike. They were kind of creepy, but also astonishing and beautiful and weird. And we started seeing on some of these websites, people would say things like, you know, there'd be customer testimonials, and the customer testimonial would say something like, "I'm so grateful for this doll because it's the first time that I've been able to forget baby Jonathan," or whatever. And you started to realize that this was part of the subculture, and which just really interested me.
The play is, among many things that it's about, it's also about how people deal with trauma and facing trauma. And in the play, the dolls become a symbol that people can use to face up to something in their past that they are having a hard time letting go of. And the process by which people use objects as symbols to deal with their grief and to move forward becomes a big turning point in the play and a big plot point in the play, and something that's very difficult for people, but that has a big effect. And the acceptance of that is just a really complicated and rich thing to be dealing with on stage. And it makes for some really interesting moments for the actors, and I think some really powerful moments for the audience.
It's not like anything you will have seen ever, really.
Yeah.
It's unique.
And it's got one of the best endings. I mean, I've read a lot of plays, and getting to that ending, I was like, whoa, it's the kind of play where you laugh and you'll cry and you'll learn something, you'll walk away with something.